I'm presenting the phase 1b results of the CARTITUDE-1 trial, which is an anti-BCMA directed CAR-T therapy for patients with relapsed refractory multiple myeloma called J&J-4528. Just a little background, J&J-4528 is a distinct CAR product in that it contains two BCMA targeting single-chain antibodies. And this is thought to confer more avidity to it as it binds to different sites of BCMA. It's identical to the CAR construct that was presented in the LEGEND-2 study. And another interesting feature about this CAR-T product is that it's actually dosed much lower than some of the other BCMA CAR-Ts, with the median administered dose in this phase 1b portion of 0.72 times 10 to the 6 CAR-viable T cells per kilogram. So 21 patients were enrolled in the phase 1b portion. These were heavily pretreated patients. Median lines of therapy were 5. 86% of these patients were triple refractory. We saw no unexpected safety signals. As expected, most of the patients had cytokine release syndrome, but virtually all were grade 1-2, with only 2 patients having grade 3 or higher CRS. Very well managed for the most part with tocilizumab and similar interventions. Interestingly, the median onset to CRS was 7 days, which is actually much slower than has been reported with other BCMA products. Neurotoxicity was seen, but was rare, and only 1 patient had grade 3 or higher neurotoxicity. Cytopenias, as expected, were present, but rarely anybody did not recover by day 60. And there was no significant unexpected infectious complications that you would from this patient population. So J&J-4528 was very effective. It had a response rate of 100%, with 86% stringent complete remissions and 97% greater than or equal to VGPR at a median follow-up of 11.5 months. There were 16 patients in complete remission that were tested for MRD assessment, and of those, 81% were MRD negative at 10 to the minus 5 or better, and 69% were MRD negative 10 to the minus 6. The progression-free survival at 9 months is 86%. So based on this data, J&J-4528 has received breakthrough designation by the FDA. The phase 2 portion of the study is fully enrolled, and phase 2-3 studies are underway. This is obviously not an approved product as of yet, but I think that this data is very strong. I'll remind you that the phase 1b patients were treated with the same dose that the phase 2 patients that have not been reported were treated. Thus, it will be, all the patients will be added together as a product. And I believe that we should have those results out soon. And I think based on this data, I think there's a very good likelihood that this would be one of the first CAR-Ts that will be FDA approved. And I think that will be a significant improvement for the therapy of our relapsed refractory patients. These are patients that often have very few options, and the kind of responses we're seeing. And so far, the durability of the responses is impressive. But I think that durability is what we're all waiting for. As we've seen with other BCMA products, the response rates are great, but the durability has not been what we've seen with other diseases like ALL and lymphoma. So I think the proof will be sort of with time, but I think a lot of excitement with this product. There's studies now that are starting kind of moving it earlier in the course of the therapy. Even randomized trials in early relapse patients and even upfront in high-risk patients. So I think a lot of potential for this particular CAR-T.